Hey everybody, we are traveling this weekend and I wanted to give you some tips, especially if you're a sensitive person or empathic person or just gets really overwhelmed by social situations. Travel tips for you. Schedule some alone time for yourself. I know it's not the easiest thing to do, but I'll tell you what changed everything for me because I thought the same thing. I used to go along with everybody else's plans and agenda, and I'd end up coming back from a trip, even though it was a fun trip, I would come back being completely exhausted. A lot of times I would become really sick, and just completely socially hungover and probably really grouchy. Ask my husband. What I found for me is it's not sustainable. So what would happen is I would flat out decline the invitation, just not go. And then I would, after the whole thing was done, I would feel really guilty. I'm like, "Oh, I probably should have gone." But I didn't want to feel exhausted for a whole week. I'm like, there's a little bit of lag time at the end. So what changed for me, I just got really honest with people like, hey, I need some alone time. Saying it, just tell people. And a lot of times they'll understand. If they don't, sorry, that's on them. But I did this for so long that I just kind of like started retreating. I let people know, especially my husband, who's got a completely different energy level, that I need some alone time. And so here's a couple of things that you can say. You could have at the ready when you need to have some alone time. So it is a request. It's a really good, loving boundary, and you've got to put yourself first. Okay. You can't be all things to all people. So I started saying the following. You can use these. My social battery gets depleted, or my social battery is low. Now I got that from my nephew, who was just straight up honest with everybody. He's like, I'm sorry, my social battery's low. I'm like, as an 18 or 20-year-old, he was super honest. Good for him. And I'm like, I'm going to use that. So this morning, my husband was not in the room when I woke up. We got in really late, and I rolled over and I just saw a cup of coffee sitting on the nightstand. And I'm like, this man is amazing. So I called him, like, hey, where are you? He's like, oh, I'm actually at my friend's house. Did you see the cup of coffee? Yes, thank you. So I get up and we were talking. I said, he's like, I feel like your social battery is probably pretty low. And I just said, without thinking of it, I'm like, yeah, I'm out of people tokens. We traveled a lot yesterday. We're in cars and buses and planes. And I was like, yeah, it's kind of like I feel like I'm in a video game where I deplete my tokens with every layover, with every car ride or bus ride or rental car, checking into a hotel. You just get a little depleted. And I said, I feel like I've got to earn more tokens in the form of me time, alone time, just, just recharging. So however you want to say it, you can tell people, I just need to recharge my batteries for a while and then I'll be good. And you cannot be all things to all people, but when you are there and you've recharged your batteries and your people tokens have filled back up, then you are, for me, I'm way more pleasant to be around, because if I feel like I'm kind of backed into a corner with plans, I just start getting grouchy. That's just the way it is. Also, you can invite people to meditate. And here's what I mean by that. They're probably not going to. They will exit really quick. Actually, no, I'm going to meditate for 30 minutes. Would you like to join me? And people will scram. I wish that wasn't the case, but I'm like, how to get your alone time? Invite people to meditate. And if they do take you up on this beautiful offer, you get to sit in stillness and silence with the people you enjoy being around. Yeah, there's no talking in meditation, right? So when you're honest with people about your energy levels, and hey, if you got tons of energy levels, let people know. If you're honest with people about your energy levels, being overwhelmed in social situations, take a tip and just let them know. You might find that they too feel the same way and they've never been able to put it into words, or they've always just people please their way into exhaustion. Or maybe they have a kid. I met a lady, or a friend of mine. We were at an event and I was like, hey, where's your daughter? And she's like, she's a little bit like you. She gets peopled out pretty quick. So she's going to hang out on her own today. And I was like, I love that so much. So maybe you'll inspire somebody else to really balance their life. I mean, this is the ultimate self-care, and somebody else might feel the same way. So if you want more tips as a sensitive person, follow for more tips.